that trade. Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. Let me set up this room real quick and then we can get started. So I should have taken this trade. I caught this this snipe entry right here. Well, I mean, I identified it. I didn't catch it, but I did identify it. But it was too close to entry point, so I didn't want to take. I mean, market open. Market opens in about 11 minutes, so it was cutting it close, which is why I didn't take it. Unfortunately, if I did take it, you know, would have played out really nicely. It's all good. So we'll continue watching and we'll see if there's anything else that comes up at some point. All right. All set. That load right there. How many pips did you drop? Oh, not bad. Would have been in like about 100 pips by now. But we'll see where it goes from here. We have a bearish bias for a US 30 today, or what it looks like for the time being. So we'll let me just finish setting up this room and then we can get started with everything else. So let's see, got that right there. Share the Zoom link to you guys real quick. There's a Zoom link for you guys right there. Let me just send this out to the rest of the group as well. Just let everybody into the room. All right, cool. Looks like you guys are making it in right now. So good morning, guys. Let me finish sending this link out and then we can get going. We got about 9 minutes till market open. All right, that's good. That's good. Let's get right there. All right, one last place. All right, cool. Looks like we're pretty much set. I just need to post it to the social media pages. I mean, it's not really much of importance to me. So I will take a look at that right now. Everything's pretty much set for the most part. So yeah, let me just finish posting this link over here. Yeah, so the market, guys, I'm looking at US 30 right now. We have a bearish bias. Obviously, you can see right here, it's bearish on the 10-minute, bearish on the 3-minute, and bearish on the 1-minute. But we need that confirmation on market open before we, you know, before we take this trade. So it looks like the market is it's a little risky today because it's not a clear movement down. We need to wait for the market to actually open so we can confirm the direction. I mean, we'll see where it goes from there. You know, obviously if it's too risky, I'm not going to take it, but if it's fine, then obviously I'll take it and I'll let you guys know. I'll just post this link up to the IG real quick. All right, so that's good. All right, so everything's posted pretty nice right now. This thing that I have marked up right here, this is using the snipe entry. Obviously, I didn't take it because it happened like right before market open. It's just too risky to be taking trades that around that time. But I did mark it up just to follow it. It was a good thing I didn't take it, but it's probably going to drop after. We'll see. Let me see what else I'm missing over here. I think that's it for the most part. All right, cool. So it looks like we're pretty much solid for the most part. Just gonna post this to the Facebook real quick, then we should be good. All right, let's see, everyone already made it to the room, so they're solid. All right, let me check out the chat. All right, morning, Alan. Morning, Zach. Morning, Tillman. Morning, Steven. Morning, Adrian. Morning, Carlos. Morning, everybody. If you guys send me a message on Telegram or you emailed me or something, I haven't looked at anything yet. So I will get to you guys eventually. I just haven't looked at anything yet. So if you guys send me a message and you haven't gotten a response, I'll get to that eventually. Let's see if there's anything else here. Hey, morning, TT. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Fernando. Morning, Goldie. Morning, Nick. Morning, Ms. AB. Yeah, Fernando, I did send the Zoom link. So if you go above, so I just posted the the YouTube link. If you scroll up a little higher, it's right before it. It's usually sent like right before. So if you just scroll up a little bit, the link is right above it, Fernando, if you haven't seen it. Let's see if there's anything else here real quick. All right, so market opens in about 5 minutes. Joey said news at 10 a.m. Okay, perfect. Thanks for letting me know, Joey, because I didn't even take a look at that. So yeah, we do have or let me see. Oh, 10 a.m. your time, 7 a.m. my time. Okay, so there is news coming up in about 30 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to hop into this. What I recommend is if you guys are going to hop into this breakout entry, you guys are going to have to get in and out like super quick. Reason for that is because the news is coming in about 30 minutes. So you want to be in and out of this trade maybe within 5 to 10 minutes, maybe quicker if possible. We're just going to try to hop in, hop out real quick. For that entry right there. So we'll see where it goes at this point. Let me see, I have the index over here. It hasn't opened yet. So we have 5 minutes till market open right here. Once it opens, we'll see where the bias is here on the fundamental side. Once we figure out where the bias is on the fundamental side, we'll tie it with the technical side. And then we'll decide whether we want to take a trade in that direction. Obviously, the technicals over here are showing a sell. This is a sell right here. You can see on the 10 minutes below the pivots, the trend meter is red. Same on the 3 minute, price is below the pivots, the trend meter is red. And lastly, on the 1 minute here, it's below the pivots and there's a sell signal right there. So yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. There's really no rush. We're not just going to hop in just because. We're going to hop in once we're for sure. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, we have about 4 minutes left. So here's the thing, guys. If you guys are going to take this trade, make sure you know what you're doing. Don't over leverage, use proper risk. Because if you guys over leverage, like if you guys were with us yesterday, it went into some drawdown, like some slight drawdown, but I identified every single move that was going to happen and it played out exactly what we thought. So, yeah, no, definitely. We're going to go ahead and check shortly in about 3 minutes, and then we're going to see where it goes from here. So let's see. Yeah, so Jeff just sent me this right here. He sent me, he said market manipulators, basically Elon Musk. He was saying that trading volume continues to dissipate. Yesterday marked the lowest of the years. Yeah, no, the market was pretty, like volatility is pretty low. What was it? Yesterday, I mean, it only moved like 500 pips. It only moves like 1,000 pips or more. But yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes from this point. So we'll check that shortly, and then we'll see. Magneto's asking, what's the stop loss on break? We don't have a stop loss. It's a mental stop loss. So if you want to see where the stop loss is placed, because we have different markings for it, Magneto, just check the live session from yesterday, because I broke it down yesterday. So if you want to go back and watch that, Magneto, you can go check, because there's different ways of analyzing it. Like we have an actual stop loss where it's like a breaking point, but we also have stop losses where we just watch. So go back and watch the live session from yesterday, and then you can see what I used from there, because there's no set stop loss, especially not for the breakout. Because if there's too much volatility in the market, you might get stopped out before it hits your TP. So if you don't understand how it works, Magneto, go watch the one from yesterday. I was pretty detailed, and the one on Friday is I actually went over the actual strategy from start to finish. So that's where you can find the details. All right, perfect. Morning, Shawn. Morning, Mark. Morning, Goldie. Morning, everybody. Kirsty, I'll check that. I'll check your message in a little bit. I see you have like a long message right there, so I'll check that a little later once we take this breakout entry. So, all right, market's about to open right now. We have about a few seconds left. We got 44 seconds till market open, and then we'll see where we go from there. Good morning, Michael. Morning, Thomas. Morning, Peter. Morning, Emmanuel. Morning, everybody. So we do have news coming up shortly, so just keep that in mind. But looking at US 30 over here, I mean, we'll see where it goes from this point. We got to be quick because market's going to be moving pretty quickly. You got about 17 seconds till market open. I'm still looking at it as a sell. It still has a sell bias for me, but I mean, we won't really know until the market opens, right? We just need the fundamentals to match the technicals. All right, so we got about a second left. Here is market open. Yeah, market didn't move at all. A little to no volatility right now. There we go. Big drop right there. So let's check out the index over here. Actually, it's pretty bullish. So if it stays like this bullish, we're just gonna have to wait. I'm probably not gonna take the breakout entry if that becomes the case. We gotta wait a little longer for a bit more of a confirmation. The volatility right now, there's literally no volatility right now. It's barely moving. It looks like a big spike right here, but it's only been like 100 pips. It's not very much. So we'll be waiting for this right here. And then once we have that confirmation, then we will, we'll decide which way to take it. But yeah, looking at the fundamental side over here, there hasn't really been much of a change. It's still, it's pretty flat for the most part. All right, so the sell bias for the technical side is still playing out. You guys can see here, obviously it looks like a sell, but we have to wait for that confirmation to take it. Yeah, even though the technicals currently show a sell, doesn't mean it's going to be a sell, because looking at the fundamental side, it's not completely red here. It's actually more blue. I mean, not blue, it's more green. So we'll see where it goes from here. I don't know if I'm going to take this opening entry. Yeah, there's no opening entry for right now. We'll probably give it a few more minutes. Maybe in the next the next 5 minutes or so, we can see where the bias is going to go. But the bias here still looks like a bullish bias. So we'll just have to wait and see. If it starts to shift to the red side, then yeah, we'll start taking some sells. But it hasn't shifted that way yet. It's still on the green side. All right. Yeah, no, Nick, I agree. Yeah, Nick said very low volume compared to other days. Yeah, no, it's very low. It's not really, it's barely moving. So right here, you can see it's going back and forth. The fundamental side is still showing a bullish bias right here. But I mean, we're not really going to know until we know, right? So we have it's only been 2 minutes since market open. I don't think we're going to take a breakout entry today, which is fine. We can just wait for market to stabilize, and then we can go the direction of both the technical and the fundamental side. So it looks like it's starting to shift to the upside, right? So right here, you can see it shifting from that bearish bias to now bullish bias. This is fine. If this happens right here where it shifts, that it works for us too, because the index over here is more bullish. So we'd rather take the buy anyways. All right. So this is going to be a risky trade. If we take this breakout entry, it's going to be a risky trade. Just keep that in mind. I'd recommend probably using a smaller lot size than usual. All right. So what I'm looking for right here is I'm waiting for this to close with the buy signal. If it closes with the buy signal, then we can have a possible entry here. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see where it goes from this point. All right, we got about 20 seconds left. Let me check the fundamental side again. If it's, if it's more bullish. All right, so it's pretty bullish right here. So yeah, I mean, we still got to wait for this to close. I'm probably gonna, if I take this, I'm going to take it with the smaller lot size. So keep that in mind, guys. Either smaller lot size or don't go for like the full move. Yeah, so I might not take it right away. Oh, actually, there's no buy signal there. So there's no entry yet at that point. We need that buy signal to close. It needs to be a valid buy signal. So no buy signal there, no entry. You can see right here, market's going back and forth, right? There's a lot of uncertainty right now. Just looking at the fundamental side, it's more so on the green side, but the red side's starting to catch up. So no entry there yet. We would need that full confirmation before we hop into anything here. So yeah, looking at this here, it's really uncertain. You can tell because there's big wicks on both sides. It hasn't really chosen its direction. Usually by now it would have chosen its direction. It would have went one way or the other. But obviously, you know, that's not the case here. Looks like it might be coming back down. But yeah, the technical side is super indecisive. You can see right here, it's going back and forth. Usually it's a smooth move down or it's a smooth move up, right? It's one way or the other. Right here, it's kind of bouncing around. It's going back and forth as we see it. So we'll take a look once it confirms, but yeah, there's no confirmation yet. Looking at the Dow index over here, it's still more green than red. So the bias is still for a buy. It's just we need that confirmation with that buy signal right there, or a momentum swing upwards before we take it. So if we do get it, then I'll probably take it. I might not even go for the full move. I might go for like a quick couple hundred pips because we do have news coming up in about 15 minutes. So just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, I mean, let's see. 12 seconds left there. Yeah, so we do have a bullish bias. If this closes with the buy signal, I'll be taking it. So just keep that in mind if you guys are waiting for a possible entry here. No signal there yet, so still no entry at this point. But it's still coming. So you can see right here, it's still pending. It keeps appearing like almost every other candle. It's going to become risky because news is coming in a bit. So we have like maybe 14 minutes to get in and out. But it hasn't really, let's see. There you go. So big bullish move on the 10-minute. So yeah, right here, if this closes right here with this buy signal, then yeah, we can take it. You guys are just gonna have to be really quick with, I might just hop in, I'll lock in a couple thousand profit and then I'll get out, maybe like 1 or 2,000 profit. And I'll probably get out because the main thing is you want to get out before the news because news is coming in about a few minutes. So if you guys don't know what you're doing, if you guys aren't able to move fast, I don't recommend you guys take this trade. Just, you know, wait for the following scalps to appear. So I'm still watching it right here. It's still pending. It hasn't closed with that buy signal yet. Market is still indecisive, but looking at the index over here, the fundamental side is starting to show a bullish bias because there's more green stocks here than red. They outnumber the red, so it's probably going to go up. And then looking at the indexes in general, they're all green, right? So we have a bullish bias here. Obviously, it's a bullish bias. We just need that confirmation before we take that trade. And we don't have that confirmation yet. So that's what we're waiting for over here. So we got about 20 seconds left on this candle. If the candle closes, I'll hop into it. If not, then, you know, it's not really a big deal. We're just going to wait for it to actually close. All right. So we got about 10 minutes or 10 seconds left. Let's see. We got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. No signal there. So still nothing there yet, guys. You guys got to be patient. Don't hop into it right away. This is where it's going to start to get a little risky because it is 6:38. News is coming in about 22 minutes, I believe. Yeah. If my math is wrong, I believe it's 22 minutes. Yeah. We got news coming right here. It's CB consumer confidence. Then the Fed's going to speak too. So if there's no entry that comes up shortly, then this might be the only entry that we can take today because of all the news that's coming up shortly. So I might just get in and out really quick. If this becomes a case where I hop in, I'm probably gonna be in and out within maybe 5 minutes or so. I'm just gonna make some profit and we'll pull out. Like I mentioned, this is gonna be a very, very risky trade. So if you guys want to take it, feel free. But if you guys don't know what you're doing, don't take it because you actually have to know when to get in and out. This is gonna move it's already moving way too fast. So if you guys can't even keep up with this right now, before getting in, then, it might not be ideal for you to actually take this trade. So again, no signal there. We have one more coming right now. 50 seconds right here. Yeah, if this ends up closing right here, this is going to be a snipe entry as well, because we have the rejection off the pivot, rejection off the structure right there, and this would be the buy signal. So even more of a reason for us to want to take this buy if it does close like that. But obviously we need that confirmation there. There's no confirmation yet, so we need that confirming candle. So we got about let's see, we got about 15 seconds left here. Let me check the fundamental side real quick before I hop into this. Yeah, it's very bullish. So we'll see where it closes from here. 4, 3, 2, 1, no signal. Yeah, it's just really, it's really iffy. So this would be the snipe entry right here. I might hop in for a little bit, just for like a quick little move before. All right, so I hopped in for a small little lot. I'm just gonna, because the thing, if this is gonna be a snipe entry right here, it's probably gonna keep pushing up like a little higher. So like I mentioned, only enter if you guys know what you're doing, but I would not recommend if you guys don't know what you're doing, right? Obviously, because this would be a snipe entry here, but you guys have to understand that news is coming in about 20 minutes. So you guys have to understand to pull out of the trade within X amount of time. So I'm currently in this trade right here. I'm not going to call these as like official entries because we don't have an official entry right now, right? We haven't, for this right here, this we need to close as a bullish candle or a bullish momentum swing up. Once it closes bullish, then that'd be an actual entry for the breakout. But the problem with this right here is the news is coming up soon. So this is just going to be a really risky trade. So if you guys are experienced, you guys have been here for a while and you guys know what we're doing, and yeah, you guys could hop in. But if not, I don't recommend you guys hop in just because by the time I get out, you guys might not be following and you guys won't be able to pull out. So I'm in slight profit right now, not a lot, but slight profit right here because I entered the snipe entry over here. But I'm definitely going to try to pull out within the next 10 minutes or so because the news is coming shortly. So this isn't an official entry, guys. It's just I'm just speculating with this entry right here. The entry we were looking for was going to be this breakout entry, but there hasn't been a confirmation yet. So that's why we didn't take it. So the breakout entry is pretty much done. I don't think we're going to take it anymore. There's just no need for it. And then we're going to be looking for a possible scalp after. But the problem with the scalps is there's a lot of news coming up shortly. So there's a lot of news coming up. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to scalp today. What we might do is we might go offline for a bit, and then maybe I'll come back later to wrap it up if there's like an opportunity for us to do that, because the I don't know how long the Fed's going to speak. Right here we have CB consumer confidence, and then after that we have the Fed speaking shortly thereafter, and then we have new home sales, and then we have the Richmond manufacturing index, which are not strong news events, but they're going to affect the market one way or another, right? So right here, like I mentioned, there's just no confirmation of this like really showing that the technicals are going to follow the fundamental side just yet. And like looking at the index right here, stuff like things are starting to shift. So it's starting to be a little, I mean, it's still bullish, obviously right here. Goldman Sachs is up 5 points. Boeing is up 4 points. Walt Disney is up 2.4 points. Caterpillar is up 2.21 points. The red side over here is not very red. Amgen's down -2 points. United Health is down -1.4 points. Procter & Gamble's down not even 1 point. So just looking at this here, this is where it's going to be a little risky for us because the fundamentals are still showing bullish right here, but the technicals are starting to show a slight reversal. But I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen until that happens, right? So the news is coming in about now 13 or 17 minutes, and that's probably going to affect the market. It's going to spike it up or it's going to spike it down. And then probably like maybe, an hour or 2 hours later, it'll start to smoothen out. So, I probably wouldn't recommend you guys enter any more trades at this point. If you guys are thinking about entering anything, and just wait until the news passes and for the market to stabilize. Because CB consumer confidence usually affects the market pretty heavily. It's right here, CB consumer confidence. It looks like they're forecasting it to be negative. So, I mean, we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, I mean, we really don't know until it happens. There's really no way to predict news and see how it moves from there. And its probiotics are kind of pretty good. Yeah, but anyways, I'm just looking at this right here. I'm also looking at the fundamental side just to see where things are going. But I think right now, from this point until after the news is passed, is probably going to be a time to just chill out. So, yeah, I mean, I would just sit on your hands, guys. Don't enter anything new right now. News is happening in about 15 minutes. We'll see how that affects the market. And then from there, you know, it might push price in one direction or the other. And then maybe you can take some trades. But I think when the Fed speaks, it's still going to cause some uncertainty in the market. Things aren't necessarily going one way right now. The volatility is pretty low as well. So just keep that in mind. See if I'm missing anything over here real quick. All right. So let's see. Let's refresh this real quick. Yeah, I mean, the red side is starting to come in a little bit, but it's still, you know, the green side is still outweighing the red. Because, you know, if you just put these side by side, Boeing is still outnumbering Amgen, Goldman Sachs is outnumbering United Health. So majority of stuff is still green for the most part. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait until the news happens because at this point, there's just no time for you guys to enter and exit trades. So I would just sit tight and just wait. Wait until the news confirms what's going to happen next. Let's see. We got about 14 minutes till the next news event. So yeah, I'll probably, at this point, I could probably answer questions rather than, well, I mean, obviously I'm not calling trades because the news is happening soon, but I can answer questions if you guys have anything specific, and I'll go down the chat because I know I did have a couple questions there as well. So we will, we'll see where it goes from here. Let's see. Right, see where it goes from here. All right, so I'm just looking at the index right now. I'm looking at my other index on this side just to see where things are going. So I could kind of predict where, well, not really predict, but I could kind of anticipate where news is going to push price because the news is supposed to be negative. So if the news is anticipated to be negative, people are probably going to sell. So if they're going to sell, then I think the market's probably going to go opposite for the you know, the news temporarily. So we'll see where it goes from here. We have about, is the clock even changing? I feel like it's at the same time that it was earlier. But yeah, looking at the index over here, it's still moving the same. Yeah, everything here is pretty much the same. As we follow through, I'm just looking at the market on this side on my other screen just to see where things are going, because we're not really entering anything. Yeah, it's like interesting how the it's interesting how like the volatility kind of died down a lot since the I mean, it wasn't always this slow. Usually it moved like 1,000 pips within the first 10 minutes or so. Yeah, I think it's barely even moved like a couple hundred pips. So we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah. So yeah, I do see a question right there. I'll take a look at NAS for you, Sam, and I'll take a look at the other stuff too that you guys want me to take a look at as we go along. So see news coming in about 12 minutes. Let's see what we got over here. Yeah, guys, there's no breakout entry today. The reason for no breakout entry is because the fundamental side and the technical side weren't lining up. And then also on top of that, we have news coming up in about 10 minutes. So there just wasn't really it wasn't worth our risk to hop into it. And if you guys try to hop into the buy earlier, like I mentioned, you guys should have hopped in with a smaller lot size, because it's doing exactly what we thought, right? It was going to push out and we're probably going to pull out. We were trying to pull out before the news event happened. So it would have been better for you guys to, oh my God, Steven, bro, you don't listen to anything I tell you. I told you not to take the trade and you still took it. This is why you keep blowing account, Steven, but it's okay. If you're in it, Steven, hopefully you took a really small lot size, because it's, obviously you're going to have to hold on to it. The news is coming shortly. So you have to be able to withstand the spike in price. But looking at this over here, the fundamental side is still flatline. It's still flatline. You can see right here, Goldman Sachs is up 4 points. Amgen's down 3 points. Boeing's up 3.4 points. United Health is down 1.5 points. So if you look at this here, the bullish stocks are still outweighing the bearish stocks. So there's news coming up shortly. And the thing with the news is that it's, you don't really know where it's going to go from there. You have to wait for it to move. But Steven, you got to pay attention, bro. Like I tell you this every day, that you have to listen and actually listen to what I'm telling you, but you don't listen to anything I tell you. So if you blow your account, that's on you, Steven, because I told you not even to do a new account. I told you to do demo for a bit because you don't know what you're doing, but you still, you do the complete opposite of what I tell you every single time. So, yeah, hopefully your account's okay, Steven. But if you did take it, you have to take, obviously smaller lot size for that. So if you look at this right here, this is why we didn't take the buy, because there was no confirmation here, right? We were still waiting for that buy signal here to go up. And that buy that I was talking about earlier was a speculative buy. I even mentioned before I took it, I said, don't take it if you don't know what you're doing, and that it's going to be a risky trade, and that it's all speculation. But yeah, Steven, you don't listen to anything that I tell you. So even if you're using a smaller lot size, Steven, I still told you not to take the trade, but you still took it, right? So no, you don't. Steven said, I know what I'm doing now, but if you scroll up, Steven, you're asking all these questions here that you should know the answer to already. But it's all right, Steven. That's your account. That's your account, bro. I gave you the warning before you took the trade. So it's really up to you how, what happens to your account is your responsibility. Because that's what that's what you were. Bro, if you don't listen to anything I tell you, I can't help you. Honestly, I've been trying to help you for like almost a year now, but you don't listen to anything I tell you. Yeah, the news is coming in about it's coming in about 8 minutes right now. So we'll see where that goes from that point. But yeah, Steven, if you need help, Steven, I'm probably not the person to ask, because you don't listen to anything that I tell you. You should probably listen to someone else, bro. Like listen to someone else in the group, because maybe you'll listen if they tell you. Because the thing is, I can't help you with I can't help you with anything if you don't listen to any of the advice that I give you. So yeah, looking at this right here, news is coming in about 8 minutes right now. So we'll see where it goes from here. Like I mentioned, the news was it's forecasting it to be negative right here for this right, where is it? Tuesday. So yeah, they're forecasting it to be negative. Let's see if it's refreshed yet. So what's probably gonna happen is it'll probably do the opposite of that. All right, Steven, I'm not gonna I'm just gonna ignore your questions for the meanwhile, Steven, because you have the same questions every day. And I'm just not really trying to I'm busy right now, Steven. So anyways, looking at this right here, you can see it's starting establishing some sort of low right here. So we got the news coming in about 7 minutes. I'm just going with it back. I just want to see where the news plays out. Obviously, we don't trade based off news. We trade based off of the actual movement in price. So looking at this right here, it's starting to shift to a sell. So it looks like it's starting to shift to a sell, but we'll have to wait until the news happens before we even think about taking anything. But also the Fed is speaking from 7 until probably 8. So I don't know what's going to happen from now until then. But if it does shift to a sell side, then we'll start looking for a sell as we as we continue on with this. Emmanuel, bro, you're always complaining in here. Emmanuel, like I don't know if you're bad luck or anything, bro, because like we've been doing this for like the past like 3 months, and we've been winning every single trade. And I know that's why you started trading, right? Because you were following and not trading with us. And then when you come here, then you'll run into like the only bad trade that we have in like the past 3 months. Well, it's not even a bad trade because I told you it was risky, Emmanuel. So you probably shouldn't even taken this trade. I know you're trading with like $30, but you can't trade US 30 with like $30. US 30 doesn't mean traded with like less than that much of capital, Emmanuel. I mean, you're probably not complaining, bro, but I'm telling you, like you heard what I was saying before we took this trade, that you should have held off before taking the trade, because you can see here it's now starting to shift up, right? This is just how the market moves, guys. You guys have to, if you guys can't handle the risk, then you guys shouldn't be trading at all, or you guys shouldn't be trading US 30. See how it's coming back up? It's doing exactly what he thought, right? I said it was going to come down slightly, and then it was going to swing around. So let's see, people are sending the profits over here. So some of you guys did take some profits. So let's see, Alan over here, he took some sells and some buys on both sides, and this is what he made today. So he had no losses. This is what I said: if you guys know what you're doing, take the trades. If you don't know what you're doing and you guys are freaking out about trades, then don't trade. You guys shouldn't be trading at all, right? You guys have to like understand what you're doing here. If you guys don't understand what you're doing, then don't take the trade. So everyone over here, if Alan's doing well and he understands the strategy, then the problem isn't the strategy. The problem is you, because you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, like I mentioned, the news is coming up in about 4 minutes. Yeah, no, exactly. Milton said he needs to control his emotion. I mean, Emmanuel, you've been like this since you first joined K2, bro. In the beginning, you didn't follow any directions, and you like blew your account and all that. And then you come back, and then now you're blowing your account again because you're not following directions. After I told you not to take the trade. So that, and the thing is, you're using too much risk, bro. If you use little risk, like I said you use smaller lot size, that you should have, you shouldn't be really worried about. If you took a small lot size off this is not even that big of a drop. This drop was only like X amount of pips. If you took a small lot size, this is only like 700 pips, bro. It's not that much. So that's, this is exactly how you should be approaching this. Let me see this real quick. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages from non-K2. It's just other stuff. So we got news coming in about 3 minutes. We'll see where it goes from there, and then we'll follow through with this. Let's see. Joey took some trades too. What did Joey take? Yeah, so Joey over here, he took some buys. So like I was saying, guys, if you guys know what you're doing, you can make profits off this. Obviously, Steven, you don't know what you're doing because you asked me exactly what to do. So like the thing here, like Alan here, he's all blue, right? All wins because he knows what he's doing. Joey here, he's all blues because he knows what he's doing, right? If you guys don't know what you're doing and you guys are freaking out, that's your problem, because you guys haven't put in the work to actually understand what we're doing here. So, like, I'm not even, Emmanuel, like, I know you're the type that just wants, like, you want everything to be done for you, bro. Like, no, this isn't going to be done for you. You have to actually learn. I've been talking to you since like last October. You still haven't learned one thing. So look at everyone here, all wins, right? So if you know what you're doing, you could be doing well off this. But the thing is, you don't know what you're doing. So if you're wondering who Jay Pita is right there on the YouTube, that's Joey right here. Jay Pita in the YouTube who's talking to you, Emmanuel. These are his profits right here, right? He's not freaking out because he knows what he's doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. But if you guys are lazy and you guys don't want to do anything for yourself, because everyone here begs me to put me on my copier because they just want to take all my trades. Obviously, if you're lazy and you don't understand what you're doing and you don't want to learn what we're doing here, then you're not going to be successful, right? Joey here is all green. Shell here is all green. It's like, man, everyone over here. Charlotte City, Manuel and John Doe are equal tag team champion. No, definitely. No, Steven, like I know Steven's trying to learn, but Steven, you have to pay attention to like what I'm telling you. But no, I mean, it's all right. It's whatever. I'm still waiting for this to happen. The news is coming in about a minute. So I'm waiting to see where the news pushes it. And then from there, we can probably take some scalps. So looking at, let's see. The news is coming up in about 1 minute. There's no update here yet. So we're just going to wait and see how price reacts to the news. Because if the news is good or bad, it can, price will react to one way or the other. It's not necessarily going to go down just because it's bad news. No, it's not necessarily going to go up because it's good news. It can do the opposite. Costa Joy, show the week. I show the week. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so the news is happening in about 14 seconds. We'll see where it goes from here. And then we will Emmanuel in the group said the other Emmanuel is lazy. Yeah, exactly. So Dave said it's going to go where they want it to go. That's why we're not really going to react to it. We're just going to let it play out. So right here, it's pretty bullish, but I mean, it's not necessarily going to keep going bullish, right? We have to wait and see where the news takes it. So let's see, no update yet off the news. So the news was actually more negative than they thought. So they were forecasting it to be 119. It was actually 117. So looking at US 30 over here, we'll see where it goes from this point. Let me go over here and check out the index real quick to see where it's going. Yeah, so I mean, looking at this here, it's still pretty flat, right? So if you just add these together, I mean, you could even pull this up over here. It's not up by very much. It's like literally only it's down only negative 0.03 or like negative 2 points right now for the Dow. It's not really past it very much. So it's not really one-sided at this point. But we'll see where it goes from here. The thing is, a lot of people, if they see this news right here, they're probably thinking it's going to go down, right? So if they think it's going to go down, people will sell here. But what's going to happen here is it's going to do the opposite. It's probably going to go up. So we'll have to wait and see where it goes from there. The Fed is speaking right now as well. So the Fed is speaking right now at 7. Fed member Quarles is speaking right now. So I don't know how long it's going to last for. Maybe an hour, maybe longer. Who really knows? And Biden might speak right after. He usually speaks right after around lunchtime. Yeah, let me check this real quick. Yeah, so like check this out, guys. So see this right here. This is Joey's trades for the week. So like I mentioned before, if you guys learn the strategy and actually know what you're doing, you guys can have this too. Same with like all my profits here as well, right? I post all my profits every day. Like they're all green. I mean, they're all blue right there, right? It's not there's not really much of a difference there from like what we're doing. So just keep that in mind if you guys understand what you're doing. So you guys should never trade. You guys should never hop into trades blindly. Like Emmanuel here, he hopped into the trade blindly, and now he's tripping out. Same with Steven. It's you guys should never just hop into trades just because you think it's going to go in a direction or not, or because you see me taking a trade. You should always take it in the direction that that you guys understand and analyze it to go for. So I'm just checking this real quick. Let me just check my sorry, I thought I had a trade running on this one. Let me see this real quick. Let's see for all right, swinging back up now as we speak. So I'm thinking about hopping in for a buy now to cover some. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to wait because the Fed is speaking right now as we go. God said show off. Yeah, no, definitely, Joe. You've been doing pretty good because Joey, you've been kind of like back and forth like previously, but you've been super consistent for the week. And that's really what the key is right here. It's really about just being consistent with all the trades here as as we go. So we'll see where it goes from this point over here. And then Yeah, thankfully for the other one earlier, I only took a one lot. So let me see real quick. Yeah, I didn't take my normal 10. So let me see where this is at right here. I'm checking where this one's going. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm trying to set this on my MT4. Oh, the numbers are different. Sorry, my bad. Let me go over here real quick. I hate how like the MT4 and TradingView numbers are different. Let's see where it's going here. Yeah, I'm still in it. If you guys are wondering, I'm still in that trade from earlier. It's only a one lot, so I'm not like I only went into negative like a couple $100, maybe almost like close to 1,000, which is nothing compared to like what we're normally running. But now that's pushing up, I'm thinking about doubling up on it as it comes up. I need to check the fundamental side to see how everything's moving over here first, though, to see where it's gonna go. Because if anything, I'm just gonna close out. It's a small risk. Usually I take like a 10 lot, so it would have been down a lot, but I only took a one lot. Like I mentioned, it's risk management. If we understand that the trade's gonna be risky, then that's when we take less risk off this. So let's see. I mean, everything here is still kind of sideways. It's like not really, it hasn't really chosen its direction yet. Even with the news right here, it hasn't really done much. So the news here was negative, but it didn't really push price. We were expecting it to sort of push it a little bit at least. Looking at the index over here, it's now somewhat positive, but it's only up 8 points, so it's not really up that much. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. Try to check my sorry, I'm trying to check my my other account because I'm trying to hop into a separate one because I have multiple FTMOs. I don't want to over leverage on one account, so I'm thinking about hopping in on a different one for another buy here if this is going to swing up. Let's see. So the swing up right here is 4 points. I mean, well, I'm looking at what's stronger, the bullish side or the bearish side. It's still pretty bullish right here. More stocks are bullish than red. So we'll see where it goes from this point. Yeah, Steven said, I used to be lazy and now I'm learning to trade. Yeah, I know, definitely, Steven. I know you're trying. You're trying, but you got to try a little harder, Steven. Or you got to listen to me when I tell you to do things. So yeah, I only took a one lot on this trade. I'm looking at it right now. It's not really, it's doing all right because it's coming back up. Mitchell's asking, how much money would you say you need to trade US 30? It depends on your broker. You probably need at least 1,000. That's what I would recommend. But I mean, it would always depend on your broker. So, okay, Biden's going to meet with Putin on the 16th. Okay, never mind. I thought that was today, but it's actually later. So, yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. So if it swings back up, it's doing exactly what we thought it would happen. But we'll have to wait and see where it goes from there. So let me see how far it dropped from this point. So from this point over here, where was the markup? Yeah, the markup from here, it only dropped about 1,000 pips, but now it's coming back up as we speak. So we'll see where it goes from here. The Fed is speaking shortly. So the problem with that is that the Fed is going to affect the market one way or another. So like I mentioned before, if you use proper risk, I only use one lot. So I'm not really, I'm pretty much, and it's coming back up to where it was earlier. That's why if you use proper risk, guys, it shouldn't really bother you if you go into the red, because if you're using proper risk, you're not risking as much as you normally are. So it's swinging back up right now. And I'm pretty much making everything back. It's starting to go back into the blue. So let's see. Yeah, because I did enter this trade kind of late. So smaller lot size, but decent profit so far. So Let's see that right there. I'm thinking, when should I pull out of it? I'm just looking on my phone here because I've, I'm trading on a different account. That's or actually no, I'm on the same account, but I'm thinking about hopping in on a different because it looks like it's going to go all the way back up to where we thought it would go, right? It was just that temporary manipulation down. It just made no sense for it to come down because the fundamentals were straight green. So like I figured it was going to come back up. It was just, a matter of time. So as you can see right here, it's starting to shift up as we watch it. Yeah, so like what Emma said, she said 1,000. I started with 500 and it's hard. It would yeah, I mean, the more the better, Mitchell. I think 1,000 would probably be the bare minimum, but obviously the more the better. So I think I'm gonna wait for it to, when it goes back to where it was originally, I'm probably gonna pull out, and then I'll just wait for whatever to happen after that because the Fed is speaking right now. So we'll see where it goes from there. But the bias here is still showing a buy, obviously. So we got this over here. Yeah, bias is still, I mean, obviously you can see right here, the green candles here are green. I mean, they're up 5 points and the negative Amgen is only down 2 points. So obviously you can see price is starting to shift back up to where it was originally before the news happened. So yeah, I mean, it's just a game of patience, guys. Like literally, if you guys followed my analysis yesterday, it's the same thing that happened, right? Like the stocks were straight green, but then it came down temporarily before it shot all the way up. It's just, that's how the game works. So looking at this here, we'll see where it goes over there. All right, let me see. Here's my attorney. My attorney just messaged me. All right, cool. KY is asking, are we getting alerts for US 30? I mean, you get alerts if you have the strategy, KY, but everything, these scalps move too fast. Obviously, I can't call a signal because by the time I call the signal, it'll be too late. We'll be out in profit. So all the scalps are called during the live sessions. They're not necessarily called as normal signals because they move too fast. Let's see what is going on over here. All right, let me scroll up real quick. See where everything's going right here. Man, this thing is so volatile. I'm tempted to re-enter for another one, but I'm not convinced yet to take that buy because of the I mean, obviously the news over here, the news and the fundamentals aren't just one-sided yet. They're kind of going back and forth. Fundamentals still show a buy over here, but it's not that strong, obviously, right? If you look over here at the index, it's only up like 20 points, which is not really that much. It's not as much as we would like. Like generally, if you guys followed my session yesterday, if it's above 100 points, then I'll scout for the buy side, or if it's down 100 points, I'll scout down for the sell side. But right now it's just going back and forth. It goes from like 20 points up to like 0 points to like 30 points, but it doesn't really stay in one direction. Damn, this kombucha is like freaking I mean, it's super gassy. Obviously that's a probiotic. Yeah, but yeah, no, looking at this here, guys, so this is why I still see it going up, because if you look here on the fundamental side, it's still pretty bullish. Looking over here, it's trying to push up. It's just the problem is it hasn't really set a direction yet, and that bullish bias it hasn't confirmed yet. Stanley said I'm not taking them. No, Stanley, because there's news going on right now. Did you just get into the room, Stanley? Let me see. Oh, I think you did, because you said that you didn't follow everything from before. So we didn't take the I mean, I'm not taking any trades right now. I'm just waiting. But yeah, I haven't taken any trades at this point because of the news that's happening right now. The Fed's speaking. They just started speaking at 7. It's only been 13 minutes in, so we still have a lot of time before they're done. So whatever they say could spike price around back and forth, but we haven't really taken anything else over here. Let's see. Yeah, no, you guys did pretty good over here as well. Let's see. Mercedes said to check the Instagram. Demetrio, yeah, nice. Demetrio took some buys there, so he locked in some profit. This is what I mean, guys. If you guys know what you're doing, you guys can lock in profit. It's really about you knowing what you're doing here. So obviously, I haven't seen anyone here do any bad. Everyone's doing pretty good. So Mercedes had to check out the Telegram. Let's see. Telegram said, I know I'm not the only one who's tired of Shawn addressing people about the same issues every day. Seriously, it's like they're taking advantage of him on purpose to keep having him repeat himself every day. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Stephen, they're like tagging you here in the so if you need help, Stephen, you can ask here in the chat. They tagged you here in the group. So if you want to get help from everyone else, they can help you. It's just like you keep asking the same question every day. So they just want to they'd rather help you over here, Stephen, if you need help. So if you have questions, you should probably just put your questions in the chat over here. But yeah, because the thing is, you keep flooding the chat over here, so I can't really see what I'm looking at, or I can't see other questions. So if you have questions, Stephen, go ask in the Telegram. Don't ask in the YouTube, because you put way too many questions there, and you're confusing everybody, and you're upsetting like everyone else, right? Because you're getting in the way of everyone else's questions and everything else that's going on here. I don't mind helping you, Stephen, but the thing is, I help you with the same thing every day. So if you need help, go back and watch every live stream for like the past year or so, because I address you in every single live session. If you want to go rewatch that, it's the same question every day. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm still in it right now, Emma. So people are still asking me if I'm still in the buy from earlier. Yeah, I'm still in it. But like I mentioned, I took a one lot, so I'm not really risking much, because the thing is, I have my max loss is 10,000, so I could literally let it run all day if I wanted to, and let it run until the day ends. So because the thing over here is that this what's called this the fundamentals here are still showing a bullish move, right? So I still think it's going to be bullish. So I could literally hold on to that buy for like the rest of the session, and I could be fine. And then as it goes back to break even, then I can just close it out, or I can make some profit off it. So yeah, I'm still in it. If you guys are wondering, I'm still in the trade, but like I mentioned, I only took a one lot, so I'm not really risking too much. But so I'm not freaking out, right? So like, even though it went into some drawdown, I didn't freak out at all, because I'm only risking so much. I could literally lose this trade and I could still be fine and keep on trading, because I'm up like a lot for the whole week so far, or just yesterday. Yesterday we were up. How much was I up yesterday? Yesterday I was up, let's see. So I was up this much yesterday on both my accounts, right? So I was up that much, and I was up that much right there. So the thing is, I could risk as much as I need to for this trade here, especially if the fundamentals still show a bullish move. I just hold on to it and then just wait. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm trying to get through all the messages over here. It did get flooded with like a lot of Steven's messages and a lot of other messages here. So if you guys have any questions and I didn't answer yours yet, just you guys can put the question back in the chat and I'll come back and look at it. Michael said, expect Shawn to repeat some things because there are always new people that have never heard it before. No, Michael, but you don't know Steven, bro. If you know Steven, you'll feel the same way as everyone else. I know you're new here, Michael, but if you know Steven, if you've heard the questions that Steven asks, he asks the same question, like literally the same question every day. And it's like basic stuff like, hey, are we entering the sell? Like I tell Steven to enter a sell, but Steven enters a buy. If I say to enter a buy, Steven enters a sell. So you'll start to know what we're talking about after a while, Michael. And if you guys are new here in K2, you know, Steven, he's a friend of K2, but he's, you know, Steven. You guys will be familiar with him over the next couple of weeks if you guys hang around for a bit. But yeah, anyways, looking at this here, it's just going sideways at this point. It's still early in the market. It's only 7 o'clock. We have about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have about 5 hours left until, you know, market starts to shift one way or the other. Eunice, I don't have time to explain it. If you want to go watch the breakout strategy, go back to the live session from Friday. Just watch the whole live session from Friday. I go into detail how it works. But yeah, Eunice, I don't think if you don't know what we're doing here, Eunice, then it's probably gonna be too complicated for you anyways. So go back and watch the live session from Friday, and then you can see exactly what I do here. There's different confluences. It's not like, since I'm looking at trades right now, I don't have time to really explain it. And the thing is, we need to, like right now, how the market's moving, it needs to be moving in a certain direction for me to really explain it to you. Like, it has to actually be moving one direction, because right here it's kind of choppy. And the thing is, there's fundamentals and there's news in the way. So I can't really explain it to you unless the market's moving smoothly. But today it's not really the day for me to explain it for you with the live market. So if you want to go back and rewatch it, Eunice, go back to the live session from last Friday, and I explain it there in detail from start to finish, from prior to entering the trade. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I know, right? I'm thinking that too. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I'm just waiting for it here, because if you guys look here on the fundamental side, it's still pretty bullish, right? Looking at American Express, looking at Boeing's up 6 points, Walt Disney's up 2 points, Goldman Sachs is up 1.3 points, Salesforce is up basically 1 point. And if you match these up, it's obviously more on the green side than it is on the red side. It's not very strong, but it is still up on the green side. So that's why the bias is still going that way. Also keep in mind the Fed is speaking right now. So the Fed is speaking at this very moment in time. Fed member Quarles is speaking. I don't know if there's a link for it. No, I don't think there is. So I don't think there's any link for like to see what he's saying, but obviously he's speaking right now. Let's check real quick. All right, Federal Reserve. They don't have a speech up right now, but yeah, I mean, he's speaking at this time. So we'll see where it goes from here. Emmanuel is asking, do you think that price would come over to your entry point? I mean, yeah, that's why I'm holding on to it, Emmanuel. If I didn't think so, I would have pulled out already, but I'm still in it. So yeah, no, I'm still in it right now. So I'm still anticipating it to swing back up. It's just, you know, it's a matter of time before it swings back up. Let me just get this over here. So we can follow it like that, so it's easier. I just have a line right there from where it was. I actually entered a little later, so I didn't enter right at that point. I actually entered slightly below it. So we'll see where it goes from here. But like I mentioned, the fundamentals are still showing a bullish bias right here. So fundamentals are showing bullish bias. We just got to wait and see where it goes from this point. It's just, you know, it's really going to be just waiting. It's a waiting game, because the Fed is speaking and volatility is all-time low right now. So looking at the chart that Jeff said earlier over here, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so Jeff showed, you guys did pretty good. Yeah, no, Stanley over too. Stanley said, been all wins ever since I've been patient, not being impulsive, and taking quality trades. So as you guys can see here, Stanley had like the same issue. He was being really impulsive. He would just take random trades, but when he started listening to me, he just had straight wins, right? And once he was patient, like that's really what it is, guys. It's about patience and just waiting for things to actually play out how they're supposed to. Let me check this real quick. Let's make sure everything is good over here. Sorry, I forgot to save your guys' stuff from earlier. So yeah, no, you guys did pretty good so far. Dimitri over here, he locked in about 163 bucks. Stanley over here, he took a couple trades, but he's up for the week, I think about 1,000. Yeah, Stanley's up at 883. So you did pretty good, Stanley, as well. Cheryl is up 1,424. So as I was saying earlier, guys, if you guys know what you're doing, so like you can see John over here, he knew that he was going to take trades in the other direction. He did that. He made about 1,270. So you guys don't have to trade exactly how I'm doing, but if you guys understand what we're doing, you'd be able to trade in that way. So anyways, looking at this, this is what I was looking for. You know, the total trading volume for all US exchange, it's at an all-time low right now. So volatility is really low, but we're expecting it to pretty much swing it back up. But I mean, it's just going to take time. You can see right here, obviously price is just consolidating, right? It's not really moving. Volatility is super low right now. So as you can see right there, it's just going sideways. It's not really moving at all. So we just got to wait for it until it picks up. I mean, it's going to have to pick up eventually at some point. It might not pick up right now. It might pick up in the next hour or so, but it's going to pick up. And just what I would do is I would just focus on the fundamentals right now, because the thing is, if the technicals aren't moving, you just got to see where the fundamentals are showing you where price is going to go, right? Looking at this right here, you can see how strong the bullish stocks are, right? If you guys aren't familiar with how this moves here, basically the Dow 30 is the stocks that dictate the direction of US 30, because US 30 is Dow 30. So if the Dow 30 is going up, what do you think is going to happen with US 30? It's going to go up, right? The reason we know it's going to go up is because the stocks here are more green than red. So as long as they're more green than red, it's going to continue pushing up higher and higher. It's just going to be a matter of time, you know, before it actually happens. So it's all about patience, guys, just waiting and then anticipating what's going to happen next. So yeah, I mean, that's that. I'm tempted to enter like a big lot size just to cover what I'm taking over here. But I mean, who knows? We'll, there's no point in me risking it, right? Because if I lose 1,000 today, it's not a big deal. I wouldn't mind losing 1,000. I wouldn't mind losing 2,000, 5,000, even at that, because my max loss for FTMO is 10,000. So I could literally lose up to 10,000 today and not really worry about it. So let's see. Steven said he sent some Skittles. So he was looking at his, so this is Steven over here, guys. If you guys are not familiar with Steven, he is a friend of K2. He's just it just takes longer for him to like get things down. So Steven is over here looking for some trades as well. Dimitro, you're doing pretty good. Ken over here just sent me his profits. He said, my London trade 3 hours, I waited just to get out. And when I took this trade, there was no sell bias. Nice. Yeah, no. So Ken over here, he took this trade here. He was holding this for like 3 hours. So he was saying that, like, you know, even during London, market volatility was super low. I wasn't following during London, but I know definitely Ken over here, he was trading during that time, which is kind of weird because you'd expect it to actually move a little bit as we continue. Rick said, side note, I'm almost positive people have done this to me. LOL. How can you mute people in this group? Honestly, I don't know, Rick. I haven't muted anybody. But yeah, looking at the fundamentals over here, it's still pretty green. So with it being green, you know, it's just a matter of time. Just gotta wait. But it's probably just gonna go sideways for a bit until it does shoot up or shoot down. We really don't know what's gonna go from here. So it's gotta wait for it to go, and then yeah, you can see how far is it from there. I mean, it's not even that far. It's only like 800 pips away or even less, because it's still pushing up. It seems like it's a really far drop, but in reality, it's not really that far of a drop, because normally, so like right here, you can see it only moved like 800 pips, right? If you guys go back to, like or even yesterday right here, this is like a 2,000 pip drop, right? So this is what I would consider like a big move. This is like a big move. This over here is not really a big move. This here only dropped like about like a little under 1,000 pips, right? So it's like less than half of yesterday's volatility. And then the volatility from, you know, the days prior to that, like say right here from like 6:30 market open up until a few minutes later, this is like almost a 3,000 pip drop. So as you guys can see, the volatility right now is very different compared to how it's been last week and even yesterday. So even though price isn't really moving today, it's just, you know, it's just about waiting for it to actually do what it's supposed to do. So just keep that in mind. If I need to pull out, I'll probably pull out. I'll just take my loss. It's not a big deal. We've had straight wins. I don't think we've had a loss in the past, or like a real loss. The other loss that I had was an accident. It was like an accidental stop loss was too close. We haven't had a loss in the past, I think, month or so, or even 2 months. Let me look at the results real quick. So, I mean, it happens. Sometimes the market's it's kind of iffy like this. So looking at this over here, so these are all my profits from here, you know, straight wins, obviously. But looking at the result, let me just scroll up. So for this month of May, we've only had one loss for the entire month of May. We had 42 wins and one loss. So there's always going to be a time in the month where the trade starts to move a little funky, and that's today. So this is yeah, no, definitely. So Nick said the last loss was on April 26th. That was the last loss. It was a breakout entry. Yeah, no, definitely. Jeff said Steve the man. Definitely. So yeah, sorry guys. If you guys had questions above, I probably missed your question. So if you guys have another question, you guys can put this, put it back in the chat or put it back in the Zoom, because I missed a lot of questions earlier from when I was trying to help out Steven. So I'm not ignoring your questions. It's just that I haven't seen it. Yeah, Rocky said it's just touching the 50 MA on the 1 hour. It'll go up most likely. That's what I think too, Rocky. That's why I'm just holding on to it. But like I mentioned before, if you guys are taking risky trades like this, just take a smaller lot size, because if you're taking a big lot size, yeah, you're going to freak out if it goes into the negative. But if you take a small lot size, you're not really going to freak out, because you could lose like maybe 10 times of what you would normally lose if you use less than that. Because if you guys can see here, I normally take like a 10 lot when I trade. It's not really a 10 lot. It's more so like a 1 lot on FTMO. So I normally take a 10 lot here, but for this trade right here, I only took a 1 lot. So obviously, I'm only risking like so much for this one trade here. Yeah, Jeff said in caps, slowest morning ever. Yeah, no, it's a really slow morning, bro. It's not moving at all. It's snail movement at this point. So we'll yeah, I mean, we just gotta wait for this to play out. It's like literally no movement. It's like, I mean, I don't know what to make of this, because the thing is, it's usually moving pretty quick. So we're able to hop into some trades, but the fundamentals here still show a bullish move. So here's the problem. The thing is, if we have if this continues to move in this direction, then, I mean, not in this direction, but at this speed, then there's not really going to be much entry for us today. Yeah, Emma said market sucks today. It's just too slow. I wouldn't mind if it goes in the opposite direction if it actually moves, but right now it's just not really moving. It's just going back and forth. So I'll probably hang on for like another maybe like another 30 minutes or so, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, and I'll wait to see if anything happens. If nothing happens, then I'll probably just log off, because I don't want to force myself to take any risky trades, right? Because the thing is, for me right here, I'm just trying to get this back to break even, and I'm going to pull out because it's going to get late into the session. But if there's no movement, then there's really no point in me trying to force some trades in here. Because like right here, I feel like they're trying to trap some sellers into this area. You can see it's trying to push down below here. So it's trying to lure in some sellers, but when they lure in their sellers, it might just shoot all the way back up, right? That's why I'm not really trying to hop into any sells right now. So Stanley, I know you asked earlier if we're hopping into these sells. Me personally, I'm probably not going to hop into them, especially right here, because the sentiment is 61% short. This means that majority of retail traders are short right now. So what happens to retail traders? They usually lose, right? You don't want to trade where everyone else is trading. And just looking at the fundamentals over here, it's still, I mean, it's pretty flat. It's not really even moving very much. You can see right here, it's only up 11 points, now 19 points. It's not really moving very, very much. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and put your questions in the Zoom or the YouTube right now. So them. Other than that, I'll be on trade, but I'm probably gonna log off the set because I don't want to be looking at my charts this entire time. If I continue to stare at the charts, I'm going to want to hop into trades, and you guys understand, you guys know what happens when you do that, you end up taking some really bad trades that you shouldn't have. So yeah, I'm still in the trade right here if you guys are wondering for that buy, but I took a one lot, so I'm only down like X amount of profit anyways. Let's see. So I took the trade from up here. I took a one lot. I'm only down like maybe 900, right? Or not even 900, maybe 800, because it's at 800 pips right now. So if you're taking if you take a one lot, it's $1 per pip. So right now I'm only down like X amount of profit. I can literally go down like way down here. So in order for me to hit my daily max loss, I need to be like, price needs to go like way down here. Like it's impossible. It's not going to happen today. So I can literally just hang on to it for as long as I want, really. But I'll probably close out of it once it gets to like a certain point. Like if it gets close to like the end of the session, because I don't want my daily drawdown to carry over to the next day. That's what a lot of people don't understand too, because the floating loss does get counted. Let's see, Logically is asking, where do you get the sentiment from? What website? It's from IG Logic. So if you just go to just Google IG US 30, and then it'll come up right there. Here, I'll just look it up for you. So IG sentiment US 30. All right, so yeah, just Google that right there. Logically, Google IG sentiment US 30. It'll be the first one right here, Wall Street index price. And then it'll show the sentiment right there for all the retail traders are trading. You generally don't want to trade where everyone else is trading. You want to do the opposite. Let's see. Emmanuel's asking, where was my entry point? My entry point was right here. It's at 34,502. So it's not really that, I mean, it's not really that far. I could literally go all the way down here because I have a $10,000 limit on mine. So I can literally hold on to it for like days if I wanted to and still not reach my max daily loss. So anyways, going back to over here, short scene wants me to take a look at your USD. I was looking at this to enter earlier, short scene, but I mean, it just didn't look like I was gonna call a trade here for a buy stop. Possibly, I might still call it. I don't know yet. But here, I'll just analyze it from scratch so that you guys can see what what I'm looking at here, just to get away from US 30, because we've been looking at it for so long now. So here's a naked chart right here. I'll analyze this from scratch so you guys can see how I analyze the charts. Here's a naked chart. First thing I'm going to do is identify market structure. So I'll be turning on the K2SR indicator right here, and then I'll draw my rectangles over here to identify my K2SR zones. So we got a zone right there. We have another zone right here. We have one more zone right there. We have another one right here. Another one right there. And then lastly, we got another zone down here. All right, so once I draw those zones right there, I'm gonna turn this off. And we have market structure, right? You can see price breaks into the structure, goes sideways, breaks above, goes sideways, breaks above, goes sideways, breaks below, goes sideways. And that's how you can identify market structure. So looking at price right here, price currently broke market structure. We don't have a ceiling. So in order to get that, I'll just turn the K2SR indicator back on. I'll go on the higher time frame right here to the 8-hour. There's no ceiling right there. Go on the daily, and there's a ceiling. So we draw that right there. Go back to the 4-hour. Turn off the indicator, and we have perfectly drawn market structure right here. So looking at this right here, I anticipate this to possibly reject off this point right here and bounce up from here. So that's kind of what I see happening right there. Short scene, obviously I'll go over the strategy that I'm actually applying, or that I would be applying, which would be the K2 SR zone strategy. So one, you want to confirm a break and close past K2SR zone. Two, confirm direction of momentum using K2 momentum indicator, and then enter on the open of the following candle. So the market, the market's been moving weird for Forex. It's not really moving as smooth as it normally does. So this would be the strategy that I'd be applying here. I'd turn on the momentum indicator right here, and I'll show you an example of what I mean exactly. So like looking at I'm just trying to find a good example here. So let's see, we have an example like, I guess right here, and I'll show you how it works from both ways. So just looking at this right here, we confirm our break and close past the K2SR zone. This candle right here is breaking, closing past the K2SR zone, right? So with that said, we have the first requirement right there. Second requirement is to confirm the direction of momentum. Right here, we have a momentum signal downwards. So from there, we take a sell right there, and then we ride it to the next zone somewhere around here, right? So if you were to let this trade run right here, there you go, it goes down. There you go, full TP right there, right? So that's one way, looking at it from a sell. Same situation the other way. In order for us to take another sell, we need to close below here, which doesn't happen there. Okay, so like right here is the opposite. So right here, we have a break and close past the K2SR zone right there. We have the buy signal right there. So with that said, you enter a long position right here, and then you just ride it to the next zone as well right there, like we just looked at over here, right? And then as you can see right there, another full TP. So going back to where price currently is right now, that's kind of what I see happening right here, short team, with this. I mean, obviously it would be a late entry. The entry should have happened right there, right? But since we're not in the position, we can probably put a buy stop, and then we can catch it as it breaks and retest off here, and then it shoots all the way up to the next zone right there. So I have a bullish bias here for Euro USD. We can look at the indexes over here to see how they're actually moving. So like we can pull up the EXY over here, which is the Euro index. And then we can pull up the DXY over here, which is the dollar index, right? So we just put them side by side. And looking at these indexes right here, you can see that the EXY is bullish. Reason why it's bullish is that price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green right here for the DXY. This is the dollar index. It's bearish. Reason for that is because price is below the pivots and the trend meter is red right here, right? So looking at that right there, what does this tell you? This tells you that price for Euro USD is likely going to go up, right? Because if the euro is stronger than the dollar, price will go up this way. You know, basic fundamentals, when price is going up, that means that the first currency is stronger than the second currency, which is the euro. Looking at the actual index here, it is stronger than the dollar, right? Going over here, when price is going down, that means that the second currency is stronger than the first currency, right? But looking at the indexes over here, the euro is stronger than the dollar. The dollar isn't stronger than the euro. So with that said, what's probably going to happen here with Euro USD, it's probably going to come down for a break and retest. It'll shoot up and then it'll make its way to TP. So I might call this as a trade. I just find it really risky right now because market volatility is very low, not just for US 30, but it's also low. It's even slower for the Forex pairs. So looking at this here, I'll also add another confluence, looking at the other euro pairs here, see how they're all bullish. I'll just turn on the pivots for a better view. So looking at this here, euro odd is bullish, right? Because euro is strong. Euro CAD is bullish as well, right? Euro CHF is bullish. Euro GBP, very bullish. I was going to call this trade here, but I didn't call it. I probably should have. It would have hit full TP. So right here for EG, it's bullish as well. Euro JPY, bullish. Euro NZD, it's sort of like swinging down, but it looks like it might bounce off here and just shoot back up. So looking at all the euro pairs here, they all look bullish to me. So this might play out. Another confluence that I can look at is I can look at the US dollar to see if it's weak. So I just go over to the US pairs. It's just kind of going sideways here. There's not a strong confirmation there. Looking at GU over here, it's actually heading down right here. So it's not confirming either. And this is why I'm not really inclined to take the trade yet, because over here, NZD USD is moving the same direction as EU. We want it to be bullish, but everything else is kind of just back and forth. It's not really going one direction, right? Right here, USD CAD, it's going down because obviously, you know, we're looking for a weak US dollar. Same with the USD CHF over here. It's going down because the CHF is stronger than the dollar. So overall, the dollar is weak, but it's not strong enough for me to just be like, oh, I'm going to enter this trade right away, like right now, right? Because it's just too risky for us to hop in at this very moment. So short scene for this right here, this is what I see happening from this point. You know, I personally think if I'm looking from the technical side, I think it's going to be bullish, but like I mentioned before, there's really no certainty that it's really going to go in that direction. It's still kind of uncertain whether it's going to continue that direction or not. So I might call this a little later, but I would need a little more confirmation before I decide to take it, because it's just not, you know, I'm not convinced that it's going to go that way just yet. But if anything, I can probably just put a buy stop right there, and then we can catch it as it goes. So yeah, why not? I'll probably just call it right now. So I'll call that. Thanks for just giving me this little, I already knew it was coming, but thanks for the heads up. Short scene, I might as well just call this for you guys in the premium, since you guys haven't taken any forex trades this week yet. Let's pull this down a little bit over here. And this is how I call the forex trades, right? If you guys understand the strategies that we apply here, it's the same strategy. I don't hide anything here. It's the same thing, like literally. That I'm teaching you guys. So there's no ball being hit in here. It's literally the same thing every time. So we'll just enter that right there. Entry point right there. This is gonna be a TP. Stop loss. And then I'll set the alerts here as well. All right, so it looks like it's pretty much set there for you guys here in the premium. Yeah, let me set up the alerts here now for all this, and I'll take a look at US 30 again one time before I log off. I think I'm going to be done for the day, because I already know myself. If I continue looking at the chart, it's going to tempt me to want to enter a trade when I know I shouldn't be entering trades. But I see it shifting back up right now. So I just looked at it like from bird's eye view. It's going all the way back up, right? It's doing exactly what I said it was going to happen. It's just, like I mentioned, it's patience. Wait, it's a matter of time before it does what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are selling it, I'm selling it. But I'm not really trying to play around with it and risk, because I already know if I watch that, I'm going to hop into a whole bunch of other trades, which I shouldn't be. Having one trade at risk is fine, but once you start adding on like 2 or 3 trades, that's where you start to blow accounts. So it's all about consistency and using proper risk all the time. TP2. All the alerts set up right here. Yeah, everything's pretty much set. I mean, market is still super slow right now, so it's still going to be a waiting game, guys. It's not just going to move. I mean, it could move all of a sudden, but it's not. But looking at this right here, you see how this big bullish move happened right here? It's doing exactly what we thought would happen earlier, right? It's just a matter of time. Just guys have to be patient with it. So I think that's it for now. Let me see if there's any other questions here before I continue. Luku said, I need $150 to complete my 10K FTMO challenge. And when I trade at that end, I tend to lose. It's because you're not consistent, Luku. If you're consistent with your risk, then that shouldn't, how could you lose? It's impossible, right? If you use proper risk, 1%, unless you're losing like a bunch of trades back to back, then yeah, that'd be bad. But we've only lost 1 trade, and that was a month ago. So if you've been here, it's literally impossible for you to lose if you're doing that. So let me just go check this out real quick to see what's going on over here. Slava's up 1,657. So like I mentioned over here, guys, like, if you guys know what you're doing, you guys can still lock in some pretty heavy profit all throughout this area. Yeah, no, I agree with Lucas right there. Lucas said it's taking out retail traders before the big move down. I don't know if there's going to be a big move down. Looking at the fundamentals here, it's still pretty bullish. So I don't know if you have like analysis. If you want to share your analysis, that'd be better, right? You can share your analysis to see what you see, but I don't know where you see like a big move down coming, because the fundamentals here still show a bullish move, because the Amgen's only down 3 points. IBM is down 1 point. Chevron's down 1 point. Honeywell's down 1 point, but Boeing's up 5 points. Walt Disney's up 2 points. Salesforce is up 2 points. Goldman Sachs basically 2 points. So it still outweighs the sells here. I'm not sure where you see the sell coming or the drop coming, Lucas. I mean, I'm open to hearing your analysis if you think it's going to come down, because it could come down, but it's just everything's really pointing upwards to me. What I see, like, I actually see the opposite. What I see, like, you think it's going down because you're looking at the technical side. That's how they trick retail traders, because everyone's looking at price action, right? If they're looking at price action, they all think it's going to come down, but it's, odds are it does the opposite. That's why I try not to trade in the direction of retail traders, because everyone here is, like, majority of people here on the short side, and it's still pushing up right here as we speak. So, yeah, I mean, if you have some sort of analysis, Lucas, that'd be great if you can share it so we can see what you're looking at. But I personally don't really see it, really coming down. But yeah, guys, so I think that's it for the questions here. Let me see if there's anything else for me to look at. Yeah, I'm curious. Kirsten is holding 3 positions. That's crazy, Kirsten. That's that's how you would risk it. I mean, you should definitely not be using three positions, especially if you have a small account. You should only be using, or you could use 3 positions, but they should all be small. Yeah, no, definitely. So Steven, I'm here as well. Steven said I'm also in with a small risk with TP where we started. Yeah, I'm just trying to hop out too. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else for me to look at here. Mitchell said, when looked at analysis on the 4-hour, looked like it was hitting a resistance zone. I mean, I can take a look on the 4-hour. I don't really analyze US 30 on the 4-hour though, because it's not really the thing with the 4-hour is that US 30 kind of, I can see what you're saying over here, Michael. I can see this right here. But the thing with US 30 is it doesn't really respect the zones like that, like how we normally see. So like looking at this right here, this is just an example of what I mean about US 30 not really, it does respect the zones, but not like fully. So like looking at this right here, because it moves different, like US 30 isn't similar to like FOREX where it ranges, right? It kind of just breaks through. If there's momentum in that direction, it'll break right through it. Like, yeah, it respected it here slightly, but then the try after it shot right through it. And same situation here, as it came back down, it rejected slightly, but it came straight through back down. And then same situation back and forth over here. So I don't know, we'll see, because it's already tested it like once here, came back down for a retest, and now it's retesting. So if it breaks above it, we can probably see it shoot up. No, I'm still in it, Mitchell. Yeah, I'm still in this in the one from earlier. But like I mentioned, I take a small risk, so I don't really care if it hits. If it keeps dropping, it doesn't really matter to me, because like I mentioned, guys, I took a 1 lot, so I can literally hold this on. So I entered right here. I can hold this, or sorry, let me just, like, in order for me to hit my daily loss for my FTMO, I would need to, like, price would need to go like farther than here. It would have to go. So this is how much risk I can handle on my FTMO. Like, and this is not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen at all. Like, I could literally hold on to it all the way down here. So this is how much risk I can handle until my FTMO is like, all right, you need to pull out, because at this point, this is where it's going to hit the daily risk. But I'm super far from there. This is why I'm using proper risk right here, because I think it's going to come back up, so I can still hold on to it until it comes back up, right? Obviously, I'm not going to hold on to it if it goes all the way down to this area. I'd probably exit once it reaches maybe 5,000 pips, like somewhere over here, right? Because I'm just using 1 lot. If it goes down to like right here, then yeah, I'll just be like, all right, it's probably time to call it a day. But I mean, I could hold on to this forever if I wanted to. I could hold on to it until the end of the week if I really wanted to. But obviously, I'm not going to do that. And that's what I mean about using proper risk, right? If you're using a big lot size, you're not going to be able to handle this risk. But if you use a small lot size, like I recommended, you guys could hold on to it for a pretty long time. And you could avoid a lot of this market manipulation right here as it bounces around. So yeah, I'm still in it. I'm still holding on because the fundamentals still show a bullish move. So, I mean, I could hold on to it for as long as I want. I'm just going to hold on to it till break even. That's all I really want. Because I'm not trying to hold on to this until the next day. It's 8 o'clock right now. So we have about 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 4 hours until like mid market. And at that point, I'll probably pull out. But at this point right here, I'm not really worried about it. I have a lot of risk to handle at this point. And it hasn't even moved that much. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for the questions. I don't see anything else here. I'm probably going to log off a little early today. Reason for that's because I don't want to hop into trades for US 30 right now. I know if I hang on here and I keep watching these trades here, I'm probably going to keep wanting to enter more trades. But yeah, I mean, I'm literally just trying to let it swing all the way back up here. And then I'm going to close out. You know, I'm not, and I'm not going to make any money off this. Like right now, I'm only negative, like maybe, I'm only negative like $700 right now. It's not very much. Yesterday, I was already up like 6,000. So I'm not, you know, I can literally lose this and I'll just go back to break even for the week because these are my profits from yesterday. And I only have one account running right now. So the thing is, if I wanted to let it run as like, if I was going to lose all my profit from yesterday, like this combined, these two accounts, I would need to, like, this is what I mean about risk management. I only took one lot, but if, you know, if you're, I would have to go all the way down here for me to lose all my profit from yesterday. So this is why I'm not really worried. I use proper risk. I followed what I said when I took the trade. I could literally lose this much all the way down here to break even for the week. And that's fine because if I break even for the week today, I'll make it all back tomorrow, right? So this is how much I can risk in order to lose all the profit I made yesterday. It's a long way to go, right? It's not going to happen by today. So just keep that in mind, guys. If you guys do take any of the trades and you guys don't understand proper risk, that's the first thing you guys should learn. Learn proper risk, because if you don't, you're just going to keep blowing accounts because you're not going to know what you're supposed to be doing here. But yeah, I think that's it for now, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to really cover right now. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram. Otherwise, I'll keep watching. So if you guys want to message me on Telegram, I'll be active in the chat. I'll just be waiting for this to swing up. I just don't want to hold on and be on the session because if I am, I know I'm going to try to enter some more trades. Like I might try to double up on my position down here to cover this, this trade right here, which I can probably take a 10 lot right now and I'll just catch it up to like this little move right here. And I'll already make 1,000 off that because I just need 100 pips right there. See? So the thing is, if I take this trade right here and I hop in for a quick little buy, I could probably cover my loss rate. I just be done for the day, but I don't really care about it. I'm just going to let the trade run and let it go through because I'm not trying to get greedy here, right? There's no need for you guys to get greedy. So, I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios I can play out to make back what I'm at loss right now, but I'm not going to do that. There's really no point, especially with the news happening right now. The Fed is still speaking right now. Fed Quarles is still speaking at this time, I believe. So yeah, I'm going to log off. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I'll still be on because I'm still going to be watching this right here. And then when it comes back to break even, I'll let you guys know, which will probably happen before, like in the next 3 or 4 hours or so. So just keep that in mind. Check the index real quick. Yeah, no, the index is looking good. Index is still up, very green right here. There's more red stocks, but the power for the green stocks are a lot higher. So yeah, not too worried about it. And we'll see where it goes from here. So yeah, guys, thanks for showing up. Other than that, we will continue back tomorrow. I just don't want to, like I mentioned, I'm an impulsive trader and you guys have been following me for a while. Like this trade right here was impulsive. I probably shouldn't have taken it, but I took it anyways with a smaller lot size. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let me see if there's any other people that sent me profits today. Rick over here. Rick made some profit too. He had a couple losses right there, but he hopped back in and he had 51 bucks for the day. So, profit's profit. It's not a huge deal with that right now. Let's see John as well. Yeah. So John took a sell early and he pulled out because he thought it was risky, but he did make some profit off that right there. So he did pretty good off that. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think anyone else here has anything else to cover. So yeah, I'll be logging off right now, but I'll be on the YouTube. I mean, on the Telegram to answer the questions if needed. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna log off now and I'll catch you guys in the Telegram. So see you guys later. And if you guys want to hop on the session tomorrow, I think tomorrow will probably be a better day. Let me check the news real quick to see if there's anything else in the morning. Yeah, there's actually a lot of news tomorrow morning. So we'll see. But the good thing about tomorrow morning is that there's no, actually, no, this is tomorrow morning. Yeah, there's news again tomorrow. But yeah, we'll still try to make the best of tomorrow, even though we have news. We'll try to catch the breakout, and then we have news at 7:30 right after. So about an hour after market open, we have news again. But we'll see where it goes from there. So other than that, you guys can reach out to me on the Telegram, and then I'll catch you guys on there. But otherwise, I'll be here watching this US 30 trade.